poastr.de poster.de, I guess that's how it's pronounced. It enhances the functionality of many of your input devices like your mouse, keyboard, and trackpad. I mainly use it for the trackpad, and I'm going to quickly install and configure a couple of commands on my new machine, so you can have a look at how that is done and follow the same thing. The first thing you need to do is obviously download it from the site itself. Once you get the file downloaded, I've already got it here. Once you got it downloaded, you can extract the zip file and it will extract it into this one single .app file. You can drag and drop that into your applications folder and then run it from there. It will show you this warning. You click open and let it pass through, and then what happens is you will see a small icon on your system's menu bar that shows or indicates that BetterTouchTool is running. Now, how you use BetterTouchTool is to configure certain gestures on your trackpad. For example, when you're moving your mouse, when I'm moving the mouse right now, what I'm doing is I'm touching the trackpad once with one finger and then dragging it across the screen. Similarly, if I want to scroll up or down, what I do is I two fingers on the trackpad and then move it up or down. Now, BetterTouchTool gives you a lot more options to configure similar actions, and in some cases even override the default actions provided by the trackpad or by the macOS. Before you get into that, so we'll just have a quick look at the default options that are available in the settings. In your settings, if you go into trackpad, you'll see various gestures. For example, this one, swipe between pages, is one I've seen people use very often. It allows you to go back or forth within the page history of this particular tab. So when I swipe left now, and what I'm doing is swiping left with two fingers, you can see that it goes back to the new tab. And then if I go back forward, it brings me to the in the future tab, the one that is already listed, of course. Let us add another functionality to BetterTouchTool. Now, one of the things that I do want in my browser is the ability to go between tabs, not so much back in history, but to go between tabs. For example, I want to be able to swipe it so that it goes to the previous tab, and then swipe it again so it goes to the previous tab, or come back in the other order. What we'll do is to configure a three finger swipe to the left and the right to move between tabs. So here's how we do it. You open the preferences from BetterTouchTool. Just move this over here, and you let it be in simple right now. It's just selected, and you have trackpad selected here. You can specify particular applications on which the gesture should work. So you could have this three finger swipe left, do one thing in Chrome and another thing in, say, in Firefox or another application. But typically you want to keep it fairly similar. So I start off with the global setting. Let's add a new gesture now. Select what I wanted to do, which is a three finger gesture to swipe left. You can see in the small animation here what you're expected to do on the trackpad. Swipe three fingers to the left. You've got special, you can have modifiers that you can select, such that when you do the three finger swipe left, only when you press command, then this particular functionality is triggered. I'm not doing that right now. I'm just going straight into configuring how Chrome wants it. It's a keyboard shortcut that goes Command, Alt, and then left arrow. That is a Command, Alt, and then left arrow is the key combination, so such that it moves to the previous tab. So let's go check it right now. Go to the browser, and at this point what I'm going to do is swipe left with three fingers. So let me just do that and see what happens. You can see that it is moved to the previous tab. I'm doing this again and again just to show you how that works out. Let's go back to BetterTouchTool and configure some other actions. One obvious one we'll need to add next is the swipe right, again with three fingers. We get swipe right, we select swipe right, and the keyboard combination was Command, Alt, and then right arrow. So if you do that, when you go back and try it again, you can see that it moves between tabs. So this is very convenient, and this also works in other applications that support Command Alt and left or right arrow to move between tabs. There are quite a few of those multi-document interfaces that video is saying. One thing you will need to see is also how there are uh, existing configurations within the Mac OS itself that comes by default. One of them is the notification setter. For example, when you do this, as you can see on the screen, we start from outside the trackpad and then move left. It brings up the notification center. Now, I prefer to have something else over there. For example, I prefer to close the tab when I swipe in like that. So if it is already checked, the notification center gesture is already checked, you need to uncheck it so that it doesn't conflict. Even if it conflicts, it's just that the default one is going to be taken out, not the BetterTouchTool one. So I've just unchecked it, disable that one, and then I can go into my preferences over here, do the same thing. I add a new gesture. I say swipe right from the edge. Let me see, 2 string finger swipe from the right edge. That's what I want to do. And what I'm going to do on that is the command control W, which basically closes the tab. Let's see if that works now. I'm going to close this. I'm going to swipe from the right edge into the trackpad after making sure that this one is selected, and you can see that it closes that tab. Let's do it again just so you can see that. To the wrong place. Anyway, so it works fairly well. There are a lot of other things that you can configure. Another favorite of mine is actually maximize. This is something that you see in Windows and Linux, but then it doesn't work exactly the same on the Mac. So there are some default gestures from the OS itself that you can configure it for. So I'm going to use a 3-finger swipe up to do a predefined action, which is to maximize a window. So I can maximize a window on a 3-finger swipe up. Let's see how that works. I go into that, and now I'm going to do the 3-finger swipe up for the Chrome browser. You can't see the full screen right now, but it is maximized all across the screen. So that is great. It works really nicely well, and you can configure more and more of these based on what you want to do. It's amazing how when you start off, one or two of them might not appear natural to you, but over a period of time, it becomes so natural that you wonder how you survive without it. It's similar to typing on the keys. After a point in time, you just know where the keys are, you just know what to do. So play around with that, and you'll find a lot of interesting stuff to do. The next thing I want to do, the next couple of videos that I'll be doing, is want to show you more of my settings so that you can copy them if you want. And there's another advanced setting which is snapping the windows, which is really great. So you should really watch that. I think that's a really very powerful, and it's unavailable on the Mac by default, though it is there in some of the other operating systems. I'll be doing a subsequent video on that very soon. Please do subscribe, and hope to see you all soon again. Thank you so much.